If you're an Amazon seller and you're currently not utilizing Claude for your Amazon PPC, you are wasting a lot of your money and you are not optimizing your PPC according to the best practices that are currently in the market. We at Ad Catalyst have been using Claude for the time the latest models like Opus 4.8 and Table have been launched, and we are making sure that we are up to date with all of the practices related to PPC, related to management, related to reporting. So if you even if you are not using it, we'll show you what are some of the processes, how to start, and so that you can also start managing your PPC in a much better position, so that you can start increasing the REOS that we are getting. PPC in terms of Claude has been a game changer for us for increasing the REOS overall numbers. We have been getting like some really good results just because of Claude. It has been saving us a lot of time in terms of optimization, in terms of brand performance, in terms of helping us curate the overall strategy of the brand and helping us keep an eye on every corner of the PPC of the overall strategy, which was not possible before having an intelligence layer over all the data that is coming from Amazon side. So if you don't have such a system for yourself built, this video is for you, but it will give you only a starting point, and then from this point onwards you can build your own system. If you are interested in us helping you figure out this thing, then you can let us know in the chat and we'll get back to you. First of all, there are 5 things that I'll show you for Claude that will give you a starting point in terms of how to use it. So when you come into Claude, first of all, you will need the paid version of Claude. That is, and for that you need Cowork and Code. Chat will not do the job for you. So you will either need the $20 version or the $100 version, whatever suits you. So, and first of all, you don't have to go into charts. You have to come into projects, and you will create a new project. For example, we come here and we will name it Hero. For example, we have given it a name according to your brand or whatever you want to give. Then you will give it instructions, any kind of instructions that you have on the top of your mind. I'll give you some other instructions. We'll talk about that, what you need to add in here. But at a later stage, right, for now, I'm just helping you create a new project so that, and why I'm creating this project, you can add the files, you can add everything and then hit on create. So the project has been created. The reason I have created this project is because inside a project, all of the chats that you have, they keep inside one context window, and all of the files that you will be creating with the help of this one project, they will be saved in one directory, and any chat can access other files as well within one project, but they cannot access it outside the project. So that is the benefit of a project, that all the files can interact with each other, and you can have much better understanding of the overall what is happening inside each chat and how it is affecting the overall brand's decision making. So if every chat every chat is going on in an isolated manner, then obviously the historical context that you are building, it is not helping you at all with respect to better decision making. This is really important, that first of all you create a project. The next thing that you have to do is I'll attach a link for this, and let us go through the description and everything of what is happening here. So in this file you will get two codes, two block of text that is here. The first is block 1 and the second is block 2, and you have to paste two things. First of all, in block 1, let's read through is create your new Claude project and connect its folder. So we have done that. Paste block 1 as the very first chat message, replacing project name. So in here you will have the project name, so you will want to replace the project name here. Claude will explore the folder, design a schema around the actual data. So whenever you will upload any data, it will create a schema for that product, for the data. Build the SQLite database with backfill. This is really important. So it will create some files inside your project, and whenever you are uploading any kind of file in your project, it will basically export that data into that database, so that whenever you ask it any question, it first refers to that database, and then it takes any decisions based on the current data that you have. What you have been currently doing is that you will drop your file inside one chat maybe, or if you are already using Claude, but there was no context, there was no historical data, and there was no database. So what this will do is that it will build a database for you, so that you can basically refer to the context every time. And then yeah, and hand you the instructions text whenever you will give inside any inside a project. When you will have, when you will be in any chat, it will always keep referring to the database that we have. The second block is for you to these are the custom instructions that you will have in block side. In block 2, if you go here, there are some instructions that you have to copy from here and paste inside the instructions where your Claude project is. And this makes every future chat query the database first and write its work back before ending. So what this instruction is doing is, whenever you type anything in the chat, the instructions are that first of all you have to match it with the historical database, and only then explore this file, that what is happening inside it. So whatever data you upload, first it goes through the historical data, what is in its history, and then it looks at the data and then gives you a context of what is happening. If you just upload it in a random chat, obviously the Claude will not have the context of previously what has been happening. So these are the two things that you have to do. The first one, block one, you have to paste it in the chat and see with the proper project name, and just let it run. It will create the files and everything. Then you will go into block two, and you will post all of these instructions inside the Claude project. This will make sure that whenever you send any message, it basically refers to the historical context. This is really important doing this, because what you have been previously doing is you have been throwing random files at your LLM, and there was nothing improvement, there was no context building, and there was no intelligence layer being built. So with that being said, let me go into other few things. So next thing that you will want to do is set up your SQP data. So there are two things that I will do. First of all, I'll go into SQP and I'll download the SQP report for the last 12 months, and I'll upload it in the new chat inside the project. What this will do is that it will have a context of what's the market behavior on each of the keyword, what's the purchase rate, what's the click share, what's the total search volume. Everything will be indexed inside your SQLite database, so it has knowledge of what happens throughout the year. First thing is that. Secondly, how much data that you have available for the search term reports, download that inside a bulk file, month over month, last 2 months, download a bulk file, upload it inside your project, and give it some context of what has been happening inside the PPC side for the recent times. So two bulk files, month over month, last 2 months, that you can download, upload it inside Claude, and then ask it any questions afterward. So these two files will make sure that all the context or everything that Amazon is giving you, you give it to Claude, and you don't need any MCP server for this. All right. The fourth thing that we have to do is stop doing changes manually. We have been doing this for the last 5 to 6, even 10, 15 years. For me, it was 5 years. And honestly, making changes manually is tiresome, and it takes a lot of time, and sometimes you miss the context as well. So whatever changes that you have to do, you want to make sure that you make it through a bulk file, and you also look at all the historical data just by looking at the campaigns, because you already have data. You just have to query it. You just have to send a message to your chatbot and tell it that, for example, I'm looking at this campaign, what has been the performance previously, what was the performance last week according to the last bulk file that uploaded, what was the performance according to the business reports that I've uploaded. Everything have to be fed to the Claude, and then it will give you all the results for any of the search term or any of the target that you are talking about, and it will give you all the things that you have to do. Once you approve those changes, it will upload inside the bulk file. If you currently don't have the bulk file format to make the changes, just don't ask Claude for a random bulk file format. Rather, upload a recent variation, like let's say yesterday's bulk file, and then ask Claude to make changes. And one thing that you have to tell it is that inside operations, you have to type the word update, and only then it will be able to make changes. But obviously, Claude is so powerful at this point that it can understand on its own how to handle bulk file. So you just have to give instructions that what you want to do, and it will execute for you. So the manual changes are now dead. Any PPC manager, any brand manager that is currently managing PPC manually, they're going to be redundant. PPC management is not going to be a manual task going forward. These are going to be high intelligence incorporated systems that will optimize your performance day over day. And if you are thinking that I can optimize my performance manually and outperform an LLM, you are living in la la land, and I can't do anything for you. Lastly, reporting. Reporting has been a very important and uh, an important thing for specifically for Amazon agencies and clients, but it is something that gives you in a single visual what is happening with your brand. So let me show you a few reporting formats that we have built, and if you are interested in any of this format, you can connect with me and I'll show you how that works. So let me show you a few things here. So you can see that these are the type of dashboards that we are building. And what you need to ask Claude is you will give it all the data and ask it to build a HTML based dashboard for you. Whatever instructions that you give, it will build the dashboard for you. This all depends on your prompting. The better your prompt is, the better your dashboard will be. But if you need me to record a detailed lecture on how I am building these dashboards for reporting, I can create a new video for you, but if there is enough demand. Here we are again tracking organic ranking with the help of Claude, and bear in mind that this organic ranking is not coming through any of the paid tool. We are just using Claude, and it crawls through the Amazon pages and gives us these organic ranks. So there are so much powerful use cases of Claude. We are just scratching the surface at the moment, and these were the 5 things that you can start working with. If you have any questions, drop in the chat, and I'll meet you in the next call. Thank you so much.